place, and the right time to stop them is quite small.
We are the prime destination for smuggled cigarettes in Europe.
It's a cat and mouse game. We're always trying to catch up with what they're doing.
And Europe's leading consumers of cocaine.
You will see criminal organisations smuggling cigarettes one week, drugs the next, illegal immigrants the week after. If it's going to make them money, then they will smuggle it.
Tonight on Smugglers. At the port of Harwich, a huge seizure of drugs.
Somebody tonight's not going to get paid, and somebody's going to have a lot of explaining to do.
The drug mule trying to sneak past border controls.
It is a risky occupation. Being a drug smuggler, you always stand every chance of getting caught. Bit like buying a lottery ticket, I suppose.
And the border agency cutter chasing a suspect yacht.
Captain, we've had a bit of white powder here showing signs of cocaine.
It's impossible that there is cocaine on board.
Harwich is a port of choice for organised crime. It sits just 6 hours from Holland, a warehouse for heroin and cocaine in Europe. Giles Young is one of the detection team leaders here.
We don't see opportunist smugglers here, not in the way perhaps you would have 10 or 15 years ago. It's big business, it's thoroughly organised, it's planned. They try to control their product from the moment it's paid for in Holland till the distribution point in the UK, and there's a vast organisation that does that.
The crime gangs don't smuggle the drugs themselves. Lorry drivers are either paid off or unwitting mules who have no idea about the drugs which have been hidden in their vehicles. Spotting which lorry driver may be smuggling is no easy task.
The problem we have with lorry drivers, because they are such regular travellers, they have a certain amount of so much experience travelling through the port that it's second nature to them. Whereas with a foot or car passenger, if it's their first trip, they're more likely to exhibit nerves than somebody who travels through every day.
Giles's team have stopped a lorry not because the driver was nervous, but because his paperwork shows anomalies. The lorry has been sent through an X-ray scanner. It identifies some suspicious boxes.
Stacks, do you want to hop in with the driver? The scan area is there to there. That was where the soap, because of the angle, there might be some in the pallet below as well, and there might be some in that below. These ones and the ones under that pallet.
The cargo manifest lists the load as plastic bottle tops.
Yeah, it's all clean.
Yeah.
one box is £30,000 worth of skunk cannabis. But it's another box which is of far more interest.
They're going to be heroin. Got the same number on as well, 194. Yeah. Which is possibly the weight. They are.
Could be 194 grams.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Sort of 2 kilos, 2 more kilos. And the rest is resin.
95% of heroin in the UK comes from Afghanistan. There it sells for just £1,000 a kilo. By the time it reaches the UK, it's increased to £15,000.
Where's that big one? Is it one just block of resin?
A big block or something.
Well, that's right. They spent a lot of time and effort, bless them. All we really need to do is put a watch on a duct tape shop in Holland, somewhere that sells brown tape. Pass the parcel. You keep unwrapping it, there'll be half a gram in the middle. You sure that's resin? Do a field test on it to be sure. I think it is resin, though, isn't it?
The big block is found to be cannabis. The brown packages are suspected to be heroin.
The commodity, as we've had in seizures before here, is broken up very carefully and labelled, so it's for multiple drops. It's not a dealer importing his stock. It's a supplier who will then supply groups of dealers. So it's a high-end crime, and the commodity is a high value. A lot of money has been outlaid to get this load. It's not the sort of thing a street dealer could do. This is several layers up the chain for the street dealer.
That box needs to be done.
Crime gangs realise seizures at the border are inevitable. They factor profit and loss into their business plans. But a seizure of 196 kilos will have implications.
It will hurt them, obviously, but possibly the thing that will hurt them more than the loss of funds is not being able to supply. So other groups may move into their areas where they can supply the dealers, and these people won't then have the dealers to supply because they'll have moved over to another supplier. So it's almost their reputation is almost more damaged than they are financially necessarily.
Lab tests revealed the brown packages contained a type of powdered cannabis not seen by Giles and his team before. This one seizure alone is worth over £500,000. Despite record yields of homegrown cannabis, there's still a healthy market for the smugglers. An estimated 300 tons a year are needed to meet demand in the UK.
Somebody tonight's not going to get paid, and somebody's going to have a lot of explaining to do because a vast amount of money's been outlaid, and they're going to get no return from it.
Giles Young knows that with an estimated 3.5 million cannabis smokers in the UK, there'll soon be another lorry and another smuggler.